Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark III, and may the most righteous blessings be with you, O virtuous practitioners and followers of Metem. Yes. Welcome to Void Crew. Bit of a one-off video this. I needed something to put up, I wasn't sure what to do, and this is a game I've had kind of since it first came out on Early Access. Sadly what I don't have though is the crew part of Void Crew, so I am a primarily solo player. Yeah, that's what kind of might not do anything with this. It's meant to be a multiplayer game, but no. In the name of Metem, I endure my sole penance for being not as popular as I would like. Also that I can save the resources of Metem and we can persevere on the path to the garden. Or something. Yes. Metem watch over you. Always. Here we go. Right. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a recording for a solo run of this. See? Metem loves you. They truly care. You can tell. You can tell. Yes. Anyway. Moving in. I am a solo player, as I mentioned. So I'll be running by myself, and this is easier now than it was in the past. Like in the past, it's like really hard. All you could do is like load up a destroyer because it's really big and beefy, and just like tank through some of the missions. But the last major update they did before today, because today they brought out the one with some extra bits of kit that have come out and bits that have been tweaked a bit, and you know, that kind of thing. So there's a big update today as well. So that's February 16th. But the previous update added the Lone Sentry, which has got like auto guns and things like that. And I'm fairly comfortable with this one as a solo runner. It takes a bit of time, but if you take the time to manage your inventory, it's not too bad. So that's what I'm going to run as. Now, let's check the mission map, see what tasks Metem has in store for us, its ever vigilant acolytes. Well, one to avoid if you're solo is the raid, because quite simply, raid your ship stands a really good chance of getting blown to bits. Mainly because you have to go outside and search for something while an alarm is constantly sounding, and leave your ship unattended, and sitting in duck while fairly beefy enemies come in and try to stop you. So, raid's a bad one. Cleanse, ambush, protect. That's potentially one I could do. Ambush, cleanse. That's okay. Let's check temperaments, the OG system. OG system, well, all three of these have been in since the start, actually, but I found this is the first one you get before you start leveling up. A couple of just straight up protect missions, a strike mission, a raid, a download, a cleanse, and a protect. Yeah, that sounds like a decent enough time. Gifts of Metem is new. It used to be like loot boxes of varying tiers, but I don't know what Gifts of Metem mean. And also experience points. I also just unlocked Expert, which is like 200% experience for a plus 50% enemy damage and HP. I tried that once after I unlocked it, which is actually very, like a few days ago, and I got torn to shreds. So Veteran, where I'm comfortable, plus 25%. I'm just not up for it, honestly. But by the grace of Metem, we shall go. What's this? Notice all electites. Eliminate on site. The Lovelorn Collector. Collectors are basically like a loot bug from Deep Rock Galactic. Like, well, no, it's not a loot bug. It's something else. I don't remember the name of it. The one that's like got really valuable stuff inside, but if you startle it, it runs around for a bit and then escapes. So collectors, you can get some decent loot from them, but you have to kill them fast enough. So, that kind of thing. I mean, around Christmas time, it had us blowing up Santa. So, you know, Santa's freighter as he delivers to all the Hollow boys and girls. Though we know this is false because the Hollows are soulless machines and they don't have children in the first place. So, yes. Anyway, moving on. The Threadwork interface share. I sit here to start it up and get onto my little ship over there. Sit down to allow the X-type neural ports to access the Metem Threadwork and to beam your consciousness aboard a deployed Metem craft. So yeah, think Genesis Rising or Genesis Zero. I forget which name it was. That that other game where basically we are a consciousness uploaded into a meat puppet. Hence the sound there, my body literally being assembled. So we are a meat puppet in the service of Metem. Yes. Welcome to our ship. This is our ship, there are many like it, but this ship is mine. For now. Until I get uploaded or break it. This is our ship's AI, homunculus. This is like a lot of beings are like this. It's just like I'm guessing for economy of scale, like a embryo in a preservative case, a homunculus, but fully grown, fully sentient.
Insert me in the central computer cradle so I can channel the voice of Metem.
Yep, that was her. I've literally just picked her up. So, lodge her into there because she's also the ship's primary CPU processor, and flip the power switch. Now, because we are playing Lone Ranger, we are not actually alone. She is with us, but we also have fellow brothers and sisters of Metem with us as well. This is a Brain Benediction auto turret, unique to the Lone Sentry loadout. And as you can see, it's called a brain gun because it's literally a brain in a gun. Is that a... No, I thought that was a sensor there for a moment. No, it's not. But I think this is more along the lines like a servitor in Warhammer 40k, like, you know, weapons servitor aboard Titans. Basically a lobotomized and modified human which is used to augment a machine. And that is put in charge of certain specific tasks because it's been encoded into the brain. So this is like a brain in charge of a gun. That's what it does. I'm going to leave that one turned off though because, well, power is a scarce resource right now. We're just starting, so this ship is basic. Grav Scoop. Scoops up stuff from the void in an arc in front of it. Decent range. Costs 2 power to turn it on. But this is how you can access stuff from outside without having to go out and physically grab it yourself. A second Brain Benediction auto turret, which I will activate as well. It's the gun I'd like to have active because, you know, I played this one on this difficulty level. I do have a loadout I like to do. Next to this, a reactor. This increases our power output. I believe it is a Mark 1. Yes, it's a Mark 1, so that's +1 to our total power. Or I can temporarily overcharge it for 2 minutes to gain an additional +1 should I need a temporary boost of additional power. So a lot of stuff can be calibrated to enhance their effects, and then after that stops there's a cooldown period before they can be enhanced again. Power, I said we don't have much. Top left, that 5 out of 7, we're using 5 units out of 7 of our core reactor power. Though the destroyer is bigger, so it's got a better power core. We are just a lowly little frigate, so we lack on payload space. I don't know why I turned that on, I usually don't. That is the oxygen system. It controls the climate in here. Generates oxygen for us, and also regulates the temperature. If it gets too hot or too cold, then it can fix that. Kind of. Engine room. Place of wonder and mystery. Let me just press this toggle. There we go. Void drive is now charging. While it is charging, ship maneuverability is cut. But that's the price of getting ready to get the hell out of Dodge. We can temporarily overboost it for a massive increase in the charge rate of our void drive. That's our emergency escape option. But it's got a very long cooldown, so use sparingly. There's also various bells and whistles here, which as this engine is used or the ship gets abused, the engines literally get knocked out of whack and become less effective, so we need to be around here to fix that every so often. And there's also these, which are my thruster boosters, so I guess shots of nitrous for anyone who is familiar with that term for racing games. Temporary boost to my turning and acceleration and top speed while they last. But I am actually spec'd as a pilot. I forgot to show you the skill tree back in the mission hub. My skill tree is spec'd to pilot boosts. So this ship is about as agile as I can get it. Not quite as agile as it can be because I'm not maxed out. So yeah. Item storage. Generally not enough of it. So yeah. Opposite the fabricator slot. This is a 3D printer which can break things down for minerals, or use minerals to craft wonderful things. Like, there's a bunch of resources, there's a bunch of mods we can install on various systems around the ship, mostly weapons actually. And there's an inscription, so if we pick up a production crate, we can use this to make additional modules to fit into our ship. Though, as a note, we can't actually tear out the modules that come pre-installed. There is a new loadout in today's update, which gives us
Airlock open.
the freedom to have a ship which doesn't come with any pre-installed modules, but it is a very high rank to get access to it, so, you know, pretty far in. This is my airlock. That is space. Don't go out there without your EVA suit. Well, it's technically a jetpack rather than suit, but yeah, we're wearing a spacesuit as is. You don't get much air, but this lets you go outside for brief jaunts. There's also an emergency toggle to force the airlock override on, so you can open that one without sealing the interior door first, but then that does wonderful things to the air inside. Not usually recommended, though if the air inside is way too hot or way too cold, it might be preferable to just dump it and then refill from scratch. That's the only use I've found for that, or thought of for that, besides just trolling people, let's be honest. Humans. Humans are going to be human. Anyway, up here. Shiny place. Astral map. Allows us to plot a jump vector out of this area. There we go.
Jump exit vector. Set.
So that will allow us to line up ready to escape from our current area. Or, as you'll see in a little bit, it also allows us to navigate our next destination within our mission's target area. So, let's sit down, write up controls, turn the power on. There we go. Ignition is on. I can also pop out so we can see the ship here. This is my ship. Whee! Very small, kind of fragile, but as I said, it works. It does the job, and it's actually a lot more maneuverable than the heavier destroyer is. So this ship could dodge shots that the destroyer has no hope of evading, if you're fast enough reacting to them. That's the key thing there. Also worth noting, it has an autopilot cruise control, which well, yeah, just a cruise control, which follows the key inputs when you trigger it. So if you're moving upwards and strafing to the left as you move forwards, this will do it as well, but it does so at a reduced speed. This is another quality of life thing that came in when the solo loadout for this ship was installed. Then lastly, the big lever with 100% there. That's my void charge. I said it earlier, it's charged.
3,
We must go.
2, 1.
Welcome to void space. Yeah, I'm doing basically a primer look around of Void Crew for the uninitiated. For new Metem Ektypes who are not yet inducted to the ways of Metem. Yes. As long as it's nice and green like this, you're fine. You can take as long as you like in here. It used to be that it would be jump in for like 10 seconds, then jump back out again, but no, this is like something else was added an update ago. That you can actually use this as a brief respite between mission points, unless you get unlucky. Yeah. Worth noting, by the way, is you can't actually pop outside while you're here. Currently, Metem's protective shield systems that allows us to dive into space don't actually encompass beyond the ship's hull, so you can see the glow just around the hull there. If you go outside the ship in an EVA jet suit, you're squished because you guys had the field to go flat, so don't do that. Just watch out if it turns red, because if it turns red, you're about to be interdicted and drawn into a very hostile spot, which is actually kind of dangerous, but it's also a massive blessing if you're familiar with it. Unless they've changed that in this update. They might have. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to see, but maybe not. An interdiction is not a guaranteed thing. Anyway. Right. I can go straight for the exit, abandoning all existing objectives, and just end the mission there. Or, there's the mission chain. I have to do these in order. So, first the download, then the cleanse, then the protect. Or, at each of these stages, you have a chance of being interdicted, or maybe that's guaranteed insects, I don't know. I don't know what triggers those, honestly, so couldn't tell you. You can also find side objectives. You don't have to do them straight away. You can do others first and then come back to it. But these are generally easier, or relatively simple or straightforward things to do. and then it'll let you gather some extra resources, then come back to do more challenging objectives. Hunt and destroy dangerous priority targets. We are okay for our weaponry. Actually, I think I spotted something. Oh, they have. Before today's update, the Brain autoguns had 2 mod slots. So it's got 1. Though that said, the update actually did bring in an upgrade to the Brain as well. Though also, this thing has less. Does it have less power usage? I'm not sure. I never really paid too much attention to the power usage. I think it used to be 4. Yeah, it's been rebalanced a little bit, I think. Anyway, yeah. Brain also mod slots. You can install mods from the fabricator there. We don't really have the material to do much with that right now, but we can recycle a mod for 1. How much did it cost me to make 1? 2. Okay, yeah, so it's a net loss to manufacture and then recycle, so it's like manufacture what you need. Anyway, I think I'll save the objective because that requires blowing up some larger enemy targets. I guess mid-scale ships is probably the best way to phrase it, because we will see some larger stuff. I guess we won't actually. We don't happen to have any hollow freighters on this one. We'll go to the download location. That's a relatively safe one.
Locked.
It shouldn't be too bad, he says, crossing his fingers. So yeah, the ship starts turning the void tunnel. As you can see, the moving thrusters.
2, 1.
We have located an ancient facility in this sector. You are tasked with investigating the facility and retrieving anything of value. Approach the facility. You must assess its state.
Okay, there's something unknown under there. There is a target facility over there, and there is an unknown. Something worth noting, by the way, is it resets this every time you start the game up. But you can press tab to bring up highlights or dismiss highlights. Pay attention to the bottom of the screen, there are actually commands there. So low visibility in the sector. There is a hostile signal, which I don't know what it is. It's outside my scanner range. But primary mission areas often have like a secondary smaller thing nearby, which should be relatively safe to deal with, and will give you a chance of getting some loot and stuff to sort out. But yeah, that's why I bought this game. It's like, you know, it's space. It's pretty. It's, you know, shiny things. I miss Hellion. I do. This game sometimes reminds me a little bit of Hellion. It's not as in-depth and hardcore as Hellion in general, but you know, Hellion was a good game. I wish they'd finished it. I don't know what that is. 1 hostile signal though is not too bad. Okay, here we are. We are approaching the abandoned facility. It's all looking okay, honestly. I guess one thing I should say about playing as a solo in this game is expect things to take longer. The game is built and balanced around having multiple people. The solo loadout things was added in more to... You know, let's turn the engine off on that as well. Was added in more because of popular demand. Same as why the lack of pre-installed slots layout was included in this update. Again, popular demand. People wanted it, so that's why they did it. So they do actually listen to their community, kind of. Okay, so I've hopped in my turret because these silos on stations, if you blow them up, there's the chance they'll drop resources. So why not? Pillage then burn. That green arrow is because my gun is effective against it, so it's doing increased damage. If there's no arrow, it's normal. If it's a red downwards arrow, it's limited effect. So worth noting while using guns. I should also probably mention, if you're running solo and you're lower level, or you're not sure, then rather than piloting, it's better to have your skill points in gunnery. Look at that, a common blank crate and some alloy clusters. Very nice. And yes, you get two weapon hardpoints per turret. So, that was well worth... Just those 3 is well worth this safe little trip over here. But yeah, if you play solo, gunnery might be your better bet.
Airlock.
Just so you can hop onto your turret and help out your rain auto guns and things. Hey, quick look around. I'm looking for crates like that. Sadly, there's only the one, and it is a sealed one, because sometimes you will find them open. And if they are open, sometimes you'll find additional loot inside.
Warning. Large anomalous jump signature detected.
Oh, how close is that? That's 6 kilometers away. That should be okay. So yeah, not lucky on that front. So it is... On the rare side, you actually find that in most situations. Okay, here we go. Inside an abandoned facility. This is left by the precursors. We are here in search of these supply cache crates, because they have shiny things. In this case, a biomass container. I'll just yeet that out the door. There we go. And then continue to explore. Ah, cluster. This is a cluster of just raw alloy. We can throw this into the fabricator to recycle and then use that to craft other things. Also, very, very handy. In fact, you even get experience bonuses if you come back with decent supplies of alloys and biomass in your ship. Okay, the dramatic music is going on, but it's there's nothing actually nearby, so we're okay. I just wanted to double check on our current contacts, so that's okay. Notice, by the way, my oxygen is rapidly depleting. Anything around this corner? No. Okay, so I've been kind of unlucky with this one. This base has yielded quite little in terms of resources. Such as it is. Normally there's like a couple more crates and you find more stuff. So yeah, I've just been unlucky with this one. Just eat that one out the side. Though that said, I've been unlucky inside. Nothing interesting in here really. There's no boosters, no bigger crates, no nothing. But I actually got 3 drops on the external tanks. So yeah, I just didn't get the rarer stuff. I did get common resources, which is still useful and well worth the detour to try and get. Though, as you can probably imagine, a couple of people would be able to do that a lot quicker. Almost forgot to repressurize the airlock. Don't do that. It's a bit of a bad idea.
Airlock open.
Okay, all that's left is to collect things. I yeeted stuff out of the side of the station so that I could grab them with my grav scoop without having to worry about it. So let's get ourselves back on and reorient so that the grav scoop can get its work done. There we go.
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
That's something else that cache came today. There
Gravity
is actually
scoop is full.
an upgraded version of the grav scoop now, which can hold up to 6 things. I look forward to getting that because this 3-slot limit on the grav scoop is actually a bit of a pain. It's something you have to try and work around, really. So, a practice I recommend is, if you're just very quickly trying to do stuff, yank stuff out of it and just ditch it inside the module space here. It's a very convenient place, and while you're flying around, it probably won't get knocked out and sprue you all over the floor. So it's a relatively safe place to put it. It's just not a neat place to put it, honestly.
Biomass added.
And depends on if you have use for this stuff. Like I do have some use for this stuff. So I'll show you this one really quick, which is just like reprocess that to 4 alloys. It sorts itself out, and let me just get the rest of that sorted real quick.
Alloys added to ship stores.
Alright, on reflection, I decided what I want to try and do with my bounty of raw minerals, mostly from that. There was a little bit of ore as well, and that crate I just used. Let's pop this here. I decided, on balance, I have 1 spare power. If I don't build something more expensive, I can run something else. And in that case, I decided to get out a Litany minigun. This is an anti-hull weapon. Doesn't do great against armor or shielding, but it is not bad at all. And actually, I've got minerals to do something for that as well. Let's do that. Let's get an additional mod, an additional Mark II damage mod. Increase the damage. So Litany is one of those guns where I'm a bit unlucky in that particular outpost. Slot it in here. Damage mod. +2 to the level of damage this auto gun deals. So more power for that. This is so that I have an option against more powerful and durable opponents that my minigun, sorry, my auto gun might be struggling with. Also, it covers the other side of the ship as well. So, you know, additional coverage for protection there. Now, this fires a lot of very weak shots, so damage per bullet is an excellent upgrade for it, and it really helps it break through enemy hulls, so that's why I'm installing it. Honestly, since the first time I got my hands on this weapon, I've been a Litany minigun fan, just a fanboy. It's pretty darn good, and my ship can currently do that.
Circuit breakers at capacity.
Boo!
Power network operating.
They've rebalanced it. Instead of 1 power, it now requires 2. Devs, how could you? This is my favourite gun. It had 1 power. Ooh. Oh well. Right. I mean, Metem in its infinite wisdom decided that. Okay, so yeah. Projectile weapon sits out of ammo. The ammo crates you can see down there. I've crafted a mid-size one. They're small, medium, and large in each bullet caliber. The small caliber goes in these guys. We didn't find any bullets in there, so I had to craft it out of the minerals I got. But it's like the old Gears of War thing. I press R to start the reload, and there's a target bar which can do a faster reload if I hit it. Like that, you see. Now that pulls from an internal ammo well, as you can see there, which is now filling up, and that fills up from the ammo in the actual crates, which are stashed in the side of the guns here. We can yank these out, but once the bullets are in the turret, it's basically locked in there. If you destroy the turret, you don't get that back. So, yeah. Anyway, that's an extra option there, just in case I need it. Anyway. About time we were moving on, don't you think? Yeah, about time we were moving on. Playing solo is also a bit of a patience game as well. It's like, you will be spending time putting around managing your ship and your resources. Those guys have just wandered off, haven't they? Oh, I saw a flash of pink. What are you, good sir? I think you're the original one. Are you a lovelorn collector, perchance? Also worth noting, by the way, in the objectives top right, if you start disturbing the enemy, usually you're on a 15-minute timer before a hollow reclaimer pays a visit, because it's like, there's something painful disturbing our machine soldiers in this area. Let's send a massive battleship to drive off whatever the problem is. So yeah, once that turns up, we're not actually capable of killing it or fighting it. All we can do is survive a little while and then blow up. So yeah, do your objective before that happens, or you're kind of in trouble. Yeah, okay, those question marks, by the way. If you're reacting to a facility, sometimes it has that, it's like power fuses. You don't want those on the ship.
Before invoking the wrath of the Hollow, a team of scientists stowed away their research on this station. Honor their sacrifice and retrieve it. You of all people should know the value of persistent knowledge, Ek-type.
Well, yes, we are a transient consciousness loaded into a meat puppet. That guy there has a shield. Me am not happy to see that. That might be a destroyer. In which case it's a bit of an issue. It's a problem. We have a damage upgrade on our gun though, so maybe not as much of a problem. Let's scan it. It is indeed a destroyer. A shieldless destroyer. That's actually okay. Oh, collector! I have come to offer you condolences for your poor solo ways. As a fellow solo entity, allow me to help you with the only language we loveless souls possess. Oh, apparently the destroyers decided to take notice of me as well. Go away, please. And there's that reclaimer alert I just mentioned. Sadly, the soul benediction was not enough. And sadly, And now that Holo Destroyer has activated its shield as well. That's going to be an issue. Okay. The issue is, even on veteran difficulty, destroyers don't normally get shields on normal. On veteran, these shields have an insanely fast recharge. Oops, a daisy. Nope, I'm not going to eat those, thank you. They have a really fast shield recharge, so if you can't keep the pressure on them, the shield just recovers. Even a very brief period outside of taking fire and it'll recover. So the only option is really keep the pressure on them. I wish I could hop off and get my minigun to bear, but... well, if I do that, I'm probably going to eat a plasma broadside. I don't want to do that. You see? There it was. The shield just slammed back up. A nightmare that to face in solo. It really is. You know what? I'm going to be a bit cheeky. I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to line myself up. I'm going to engage my cruise control.
Cruise mode activated.
And get on my gun. Makes me wish I was...
circuit breakers and capacity.
See what I mean about the red? Those destroyers are just flat out frustrating to deal with when you're solo. They really are.
Grid now operating within acceptable levels.
I don't have a good anti-shield weapon either.
Hill cruise mode offline.
Sadly, just ignoring it and hoping it goes away is not exactly an option. And I've already spent like 2.5 minutes since it got my attention just doing that, and I need to actually get on with this. So, not much to be done, sadly.
The communications relay seems intact. The facility power plant is functional but must be brought back online.
You must EVA to the facility and start the power plant. You'll need power fuses for the plant's power couplings.
I know. It's extremely irresponsible leaving my ship like this, but there's not much I can do about it.
F-Type has left the ship.
That's how frustrating even a veteran level destroyer on solo is. I'm just flat out ignoring it. Not the safest thing to do, but maybe the only thing I can do. Okay, I need to get power cores into this facility to restart it. Oh, there is a chunk of crystal hiding. Grab that as kind of my way out. That was a plasma broadside hitting my ship. That is, it lost like 5% hull. Yoink! Now these are more of these crates I mentioned earlier. There's a decent sized stack here. Let's take a quick glance, see if there's actually any that are open. Oh, there's one. Nothing inside of it. So you can see what I mean. Sometimes they're open, sometimes there's loot inside, but most often they are sealed shut. So, nothing to be done. Nothing to be done.
F-Type is commencing EVA.
Are your eyes upon me, Metem? Do you see my struggle in your glory? I hope you do, because this is a bit of a pain. Yeah, we are sort of getting chipped apart by the destroyer, but by parking so close to the facility, it is only getting like every other salvo in, really. A lot of stuff is being absorbed by the structure of this facility itself, giving me a chance to actually try and properly loot the place. Though, of course, the problem is that countdown towards the arrival of the Reclaimer. As I said, that is a big deal, and once that happens, we basically have to escape, because there's not much else we can do about it. And sadly, while this... Oh, that was another hit there, another 5% of my hull's gone. I can't fix most of that, by the way. So yeah, I just can't fix most of that. Another flank crate. Okay, so we're going to be able to modify our ship a bit after this one. But our ship is still holding together, kind of. So that's what counts. Let's go ahead and launch you up towards. Grab you. You are coming at an angle where you can actually get a shot off at me. Luckily though, oh no, most of those missed. The destroyer doesn't actually target an Ek-type out on EVA. That is something that happens actually sometimes. Where's the other crate? There's the other crate. Okay, right. I'm temporarily giving myself my oxygen back because I do need to run around and do something else out there, and then hopefully we'll be able to start maneuvering again. So, we've looted. Unless one of those crates is open down there. This game rewards you for being a loot goblin. I must check! In the name of Metem, I must search for the shinies. No.
Full integrity below 80%.
Splat. It's not hit us too hard yet. Yet being the keyword. Oh, there's more crates over there. Damn it! Loot goblin powers! Have not paid off at all so far. Right. Okay, so that's my primary objective started.
The relay is attempting to establish a long-range connection with a progenitor network.
Check. No. Darn it.
This massive spike in radio emissions is sure to attract attention. Prepare for incoming hostiles.
So,
Sensors indicate faulty systems in the facility. If we repair these, the effectiveness of the relay should increase, speeding up the process.
So,
keep the relay repaired in case it takes more damage.
Are you done? Thank you, Cortana. Right. So, because of the massive spike in emissions, enemy reinforcements will start constantly coming in to try and deal with all this. And they're going to be attacking us and the relay both, so that's why we need to protect, quote-unquote, this thing while it is uploading. The thing is, though, by default it's slow, the systems are damaged, so there's some malfunctions we can fix to get it running a lot faster. And then it depends on how much damage the dish actually takes. But as you can see, just fixing those initial defects has given us a lot more speed on our bandwidth. So the upload is coming along nicely. That's why I wanted to recharge my oxygen before doing that, just so I could dart around and fix everything before I had trouble. Close. Do I have time to refit my ship in the middle of a combat? Probably not.
Open. Anomalous jump signature detected.
But I am under attack, so
Below 70%.
probably a good idea to do so. Right, inscription. Utility. Give me a power generator, please, because I need to do a thing, which is I'm going to activate our drives, increase our height, make us a bit of a harder target by accelerate forward in the cruiser mode. Engage. So we are now a moving circling target instead of a sitting duck. It's an improvement, trust me. A marginal one, but it's still an improvement. There. Boost. That's another one of those power reactors, by the way. So increase my ship's available power grid by another 1 point. And then my last crate I am going to throw into a energy shield, because we need some kind of defense to reduce the impacts we're absorbing with our face right now, technically. So our hull is, as you can see, it's already getting shaken apart. We need to do something to fix that. So the layout isn't ideal, but this is the best we can do, really. So in the rear slot, I'm putting a arc shield. That's an energy shield. It helps to reduce, but it doesn't completely negate impacts. But it has arcs where you can focus it, and it can do straight ahead or left and right. And if you focus in one area, it's more powerful, or you can spread out a weaker shield to multiple areas. So right now I'm going to protect. Let's take level 2 shielding on either side. So decent shields on the side, and that'll do. That'll have to do. Right. What else have we got going on? You're doing okay. I'm looking for any major problems with the ship systems. Nothing to speak of. Right. Okay. We're not doing too badly. We're not doing too badly. Okay. Right. Oh, there's a priority target right there. Frostmorph. We want that dead. Sooner rather than later. Mainly because when that hits us, like that, thank you, Frostmorph,
Helm cruise mode enabled.
it slows us right down, so that is an emergency priority right there. That needs to die. What is that? That is a ammo feed.
Capacity.
Yeah, fix that. Get in. Die! Yeah, just burst firing for maximum accuracy. Get that sorted out. There we go, you're dead. Right, close off my gun. And because it chilled the internal temperature, we need the O2 system to sort this out before we freeze to death. If you stay on this thing, you can get internal temperature sorted out pretty quick. Well, you have to baby it, you have to stay on it.
Hull integrity below 50%.
Because as you can see, it's like a short boost and then a very short recharge after that, so you need to stay on it. We are still at minus 32. One more. Come on, hold together. 8 degrees, close enough. Close you off. Right, let's go back to it. We're not dead yet. Oh, that's a plasma salvo. Yet being the opposite word. Okay, upload is at 87%. There is random loot galore that we want to try and pick up if we can. Though our ship seems to be struggling with something. Oh, we got a major hull breach, that's unfortunate. Defect. Our engines are just massively out of trim right now, as you can see there. Like 50% because of the impacts we've been taking. So let's just start salvaging some stuff. And yes, I know, we're meant to be protecting that, but a lot of the enemy fire is just focused on us, so I'm not really caring about it. It's about to finish anyway, so that's fine. There it goes.
Progenitor data successfully relayed to Metem Command. Well done, Ektype.
Helm cruise mode enabled. Gravity scoop is helm cruise mode disabled.
So those 2 items I found, right? Oh, no, there's more. There's more. Okay.
Gravity scoop is full.
I'll take a chance. Let's lock in a...
Void
Yeah.
jump exit
So we
back.
parked for the moment. That's because I need to yank my grav scoop contents. Bomb.
Hull integrity below 40%.
Ow. Yeah, that kind of hurt. Yeah, that's why we're in a bit of a situation. We do need to kind of be leaving. That destroyer is still with us. But I want these nano shards. We need materials, really. There we go, right. Oh no, the reclaimer. Oh no.
Hull thruster boost depleted.
Oh, that is bad.
Helm cruise mode online.
That is very, very bad. I didn't notice the reclaimer is so close.
Scoop has retrieved
Give
an
me
item.
that. Ow. And give me...
Warning, massive anomalous
Stop cooking,
jump
please.
signature detected.
I did mention the engine room gets on fire sometimes. There we go. Right, emergency boost on that thing. Get the void charge going. Because we need to be out of here yesterday.
Helm cruise mode disengaged.
Where's the reclaimer? The reclaimer is, I think, jumping in there. We're not going to be able to stay and harvest them or survive any longer. We need to be gone.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
We're just going to try and grab that scoop. Oh, the engine trim is completely shot as well.
Integrity below 30%.
Come on now. Full charge. Come on. Have we got the thing? We have got the thing. Right. Punch it. Go, 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 go.
3,
We need to be out of here.
2, 1.
You can hear the ship's hull creaking. That was a bit nasty. Right. As a reminder, that was our first objective. Yes. But with a shield, a minigun, and some damage mods, I'm quite confident for that one
Void
now.
jump destination.
So we
Locked.
should be okay for that one, but I need to try and patch all this stuff up. Our ship is not happy with us. Oh my. We've also got this loot to try and sort out too. Minefield shards, though, are good. That lets us call in some friendly mines, and while they're slow, they have an area effect and they go boom in a very nice way. That's why it was sluggish. Minus 25% to steering. Yeah, that's an engineering skill tree for a reason. Also, as I said, very slow recharge on that. And yeah, the engine room is slightly on fire. That's what I think I mentioned that earlier. It's like yellow lights is an indicator of how badly damaged the engine is at the moment, and it's really bad. Let me just fix that. Alright, this should help us. Medium power cell. I've sorted out basically everything else. So loot we're all caught up on. We have a fair amount of alloys in storage again. Plug this power cell into my shield, so if the shield takes damage, that will allow it to boost itself back up a lot faster, as long as the power cell lasts at least. Though it can be plugged into these power ports in the control connection here to recharge that. It's a reusable resource. I don't think I mentioned, but the power circuit breakers are here. When they break, we can just come back here to flip them back into operational condition again. And because I'm actually injured, the sarcophagi where we come in, that's where you respawn if you die. You just get loaded into a new meat puppet. Or you can hop in for a quick nap and you get healed.
Ship's biomass stores are running low.
Yeah, so biomass is consumed, but it can still work without biomass, just extremely slowly. So yeah. There's also a minimum viable level, I think it's like 30%, where if you respawn you can't leave the sarcophagus until you're that healed. So if you're low, then that can take a minute to sort itself out to let you respawn, so slow respawn. I also made another hull plate because, you know, we've got a major breach outside, we need to fix it. So, yes. Last thing here. Fix that back in. Data shard minefields. I wish there was some kind of storage rack in here where you could just slot spare data cards into. Or even in here, if like a couple of extra slots on it so you could just stack it into the side of, and then it's like it'll be accessible through a command button on the helm. That would be nice. But yeah, for now all I can do is just like ditch them on the floor. Anyway, side objective. Kill the things. They were kind enough not to interdict us during that because, yeah, it takes time to manage this ship when you're by yourself.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. What do we got? Ice shard
Scanners
storms.
picked up one or more signatures
Great.
of high-priority targets in the vicinity. Be warned, targets such as these represent considerable danger.
Destroy them in the name of Metem.
In the name of Metem, it shall be done. Now we do have a slight issue, which is, as I said great when I saw ice shard storms, and that's the problem. They constantly throw a storm of ice shards at you. Sometimes they'll hit you, sometimes they won't. When they do, they inflict a little bit of damage and they reduce your internal temperature. So, you know, better avoided than just blindly absorbed, because they will eventually blow your ship up. But it's an environmental hazard native to this system.
Open.
So yeah, not much you can do about it.
Dark type has left the ship.
Though it is. I forgot to take the whole plate out. It is something that the shields can reduce the impact of, so that will help. Though that said, if those destroyers have shields, I am gonna pack it in and ditch this objective because we are not in a good condition to deal with that. See there? Just like it took a little hit. Of course, that will be depleting our shield's power cell too, so you know. Anyway, major hull breach can only be fixed with a hull patch like this.
Hull repaired, integrity above 60%.
But it restores a massive chunk of my temporary hull damage. Minor breaches can be fixed without needing any kind of additional resource. So it's preferable to get those, but a hull repair kit only costs 1 alloy. It's just an extra little fiddly bit you have to deal with to fix them. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back up there and get ourselves mobile once more. About 6 kilometers. That's okay. We just have to close in on them. You know what, I should trim my engine while I do that.
Helm cruise mode activated.
Yeah, normally when you encounter them in this kind of situation, they don't have shields. At least not on the difficulties I've been playing with. So, literally a case of just like pepper them with shots until they stop moving.
Helm cruise mode online.
In fact, speaking of peppering them with shots, let's see if we can speed this up a little bit.
Power grid overload. Circuit breakers under pressure.
You know what? I actually honestly miss my bonuses from being skilled into gunnery. It does wonderful things to exactly how much damage your turrets do. Hi! Bye! And I didn't think to lock on both targets because I'm a bit silly. There we go. Hey! Done.
All priority targets destroyed. Well done.
That was not too bad. Okay, so not much loot there. Just like a minimal chunk. There we go. Just a minimal chunk and a crate, which we don't actually have a free slot for because we've already used basic crates for the rest of our slots. So, I'll just stash it for the moment, but honestly we can just recycle that most likely. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like the minigun, and it's probably why it was increased to a 2 power requirement instead of a 1. It's just a really good anti-hull. Notice by the way that it was saying down arrows a lot for ineffective damage because it doesn't do anything to armour. And those extra hull pieces on mid-sized ships like that, like the destroyers, is armour. So, ideally you want to crack armor plating to expose more vulnerable areas to things like the lithium minigun, because, you know, they are amazing at what they do. Sadly though, this ship doesn't really have much in terms of slots for different weapon types. Energy weapons are good versus shields. Oh! Yay! Blessing and a curse, we're being interdicted. We're in good nick, we're not too badly damaged. This is going to be a boon to us more than a curse, because I like this place, unless they changed it.
Have set an ambush. Their void interdiction units have us trapped. As long as any interdiction units remain active, we will be unable to plot a new void jump escape vector.
Okay, so
Expect relentless hollow reinforcements for the interdiction pillar. We must strike fast and evade being overrun.
So,
Anomalous jump signature detected.
interdiction thing here. We can't jump out until we kill that. It is surrounded by multiple orbiters. 2 orbiters provide invulnerability shielding to it, so, you know, it can't be killed until they are killed. There's another couple of orbiters, like 2 to 3, which are like shield boosters. They grant some shield hit points to anything within their reach every pulse they do, so it makes things harder to kill over time. And then lastly there are some artillery turrets. I see you there, mine. I'm not going to let you hit me. Not this time. Thank you. So yeah, artillery turrets, that's why I kind of sped away. Those are the big purple bolts that are coming after us. There are multiple enemies jumping in, so that's a constant thing. And then lastly, what you saw there was the outer ring of mines. Though that said, the interesting thing here is there's a wreckage as well. So if it's not a case of there's not a reclaimer that's ever going to turn up here. You don't have to worry about a reclaimer. All you have to do is survive it. And I'm going to wander into the damage range of these turrets a little bit, because I want what's in the wreck. And there's no other way to put it. So yeah, I just want what's in the wreck to the point where I'm going to risk this ship taking a bit more damage in the meantime. Though I will turn us so that our shield is pointing in the appropriate direction just to stave off a little bit of that. So, okay, so far so good. They don't relentlessly chase you, it's still normal engagement pattern for everything else. So, apart from the artillery turrets, you should be okay unless something gets close enough to actually come after you. Ow. Oh, the ship's maneuvering thrusters are firing, that's what hurt. Okay, for some reason the ship decided to back up a bit too close and now it's moved out from behind the wreck, so it's actually taking a bit more damage. Why did you do that, ship? Why? But more importantly, they changed it! No! I didn't get what I wanted. Right, okay, I need to get back in my ship before it gets blown to bits. Okay, so, what did I say they changed? It's still decent, but not that useful for me in my current loadout, sadly. As I get back into my ship, I will just jam that in there, and then it's more important I get moving. So, before today's update, it was a guarantee that this wreck would give you a Mark III shield. As in, like, the max possible upgrade tier of a shield. Maybe it's just, now it's just a Mark III in general, but in this case, sadly, it gave me a Mark III grav scoop, which, considering this ship has a pre-built grav scoop, I don't think I can do anything with. Let's just back off a little bit so I can actually have a look at it, so we can see what's going on. Oh, there's fighters coming after me. Right. They are shielded, but I can still kill them. It'll just take a bit more effort. Maybe they'll drop a bit more loot for me as a consolation prize for having my hope stash and not finding a Mark III shield. I mean, community feedback is why the devs brought in a loadout which unlocks all the slots, so it's like it's just not got anything pre-installed in it. Because the pre-installed slots, while you can upgrade them if you find a ship upgrade parts, you can't actually swap them out. So any of my hard installed modules are stuck there. I can't do anything with them. So that means I can't actually take out my current grav scoop and install the brand new shiny one I just got. Much to my great regret. Though to be honest, most ships actually do come with a grav scoop pre-installed, so yeah. Honestly, this would be a bad find for most ships, I think. Anyway, let's reposition ourselves to grab that. Constellation prizes, minerals, and a Mark I crate. Also not great.
Gravity scoop is full.
So just hit this little latch here. I'll deconstruct that one. I am, as much as I wanted to have the new grav scoop, as I said, it's just like flat out, most ships will have to sacrifice a slot to mount it. I'm just going to install it here so I can have a look at it, honestly, but it's like, I don't want it. I'm going to have to stick with my current grav scoop because I want the power, I want the minigun. It's just not worth it. Not to me. Behold the glory of Mark III grav scoop. I am happy and sort of disappointed. Also requires 4 power compared to the usual ones too. Worth noting. But yeah, I just don't want it. Heck, I don't even have a Mark II crate to install and upgrade to an existing system. So I have been kind of unlucky with drops this time around. Weird. Sadly, you know what? I might as well bring it back as a trophy piece. There you go. You're staying there. You're just going to sit there and gather dust for the rest of the mission. Unless I can somehow... Can I install you over an existing module? I doubt I can. There's no thing that would make me think I could. No, I can't. I'm happy to see you, but you are also such a disappointment.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
Okay, need to try and survive this now. Let's get my circuit breaker back in play. And prepare. That's my immediate problem taken care of. What are you? A snipper. Ignore that. It doesn't seem to have noticed me just yet. You are mine. Okay, we're going in, I suppose. Let's see. We want to prioritize the shield. Well, we don't have to go to the shield node first, but it's just they steadily replenish shielding to anything that can accept a passive energy shield. So it's better to flat out kill them. Honestly. Because taking out shield nodes first before anything else actually makes it a bit easier to kill everything else. So yeah, I'm just getting up above so I can get a decent angle. Oh, that doesn't mean I'm absorbing a few hits, but that's okay. Okay, stop moving. Forward, left,
Helm cruise mode.
cruise, switch out. Give me a temporary power boost to alleviate some of the drain on my gun, and let's go ahead.
Circuit breakers under strain.
Okay, let's see. You. I probably should have crafted some more ammo for this thing.
One of the ship's circuit breakers has been tripped.
More than the point, why are we dropping very slowly but surely? I don't remember programming that in. Also, the sniper's on us.
Integrity below 40%.
Right, the sniper needs priority dealing with immediately.
Power
So,
network operating within tolerance levels.
fine. Reorient, re-angle.
Offline.
Kill that sniper, please. Thank you. Boosters engaged. Reposition.
Proximity mines approaching.
Just kill this thing, because otherwise this will tear us apart really quick. It's even worse than the bombers in that respect, because it's like, if you're moving a predictable pattern or don't evade fast enough, then it's going to do a lot of damage fast. But yeah. See that last moment right before it fires though, when it stops moving, that's when you can dodge it. Good. There we go. Okay, minefield. I also got set up on by some fighters and things in there too. But I nearly got the shields. The problem is I'm damaged as well. Oh, those are heavy fighters. That's actually worse than what I was expecting. I've got heavy and normal fighters after me. You know what, since we're picking up a minefield, it might be time to actually pop one.
Helm cruise mode enabled.
Right, where's the shard? There's one. You pop into here.
Data shard inserted. Analyzing. Minefield requisition order issued. Incoming reinforcements. Helm cruise mode disengaged.
There we go, it's summoning a ring of mines on our side. Though as you can see they are also slow moving, so it's like they can struggle a bit with more mobile targets. You have to try and lure them into it, like bait them. Especially destroyers, those are mobile, but you can get these mines to do a lot of damage.
30%.
Part of the reason why it's kind of important to fix these things. It's very superficial. Thing is, further damage can actually turn it into a bit of a more serious flaw. Like reduce warp charge, or you're out completely. I'll charge you up. Or increased power drain is the big one, because my power grid doesn't really have much spare capacity. And I've not found anything to help with that. There we go. So yeah, just fix things up while I can before I dive into it again, because my hull is 20%, so we need to escape this, ideally. Just chunk in there, put you away. Any other defects? Just the hull damage outside. Right, ignore that. Power cells back up, put that back to the shields. And right, I think I might just pop the rest of my minefields on this one actually, just to try and help it.
Helm cruise mode offline.
The mines are doing something, I'm just not sure what. Anyway, that shield generator is almost dead. Then we want to kill the invulnerability nodes. Or actually no, probably the turrets is my next priority. One of my mines is actually over there providing a decoy, so... Is there a turret missing? There, I think there is. I think the turret's missing. I think some mines have wandered over here and done wonderful things. Good job, mines! You did more than I expected of you. But it is time to get you some friends.
Helm cruise mode enabled.
Why am I wandering back there? No. What I've got is right here to help me get out of this trap. I'm going to dump those
Shard inserted. Processing contents.
shards in and get a lot of mines involved.
Minefield requisition order issued. Incoming reinforcements. Data shard inserted. Processing contents.
Say hello to my little friends.
Stand by. Helm cruise mode disengaged.
There are many, many, many mines. Oh, this is glorious. So that said, the mines might be being a bit stupid and going for the invulnerable bit. They are, aren't they? Oh no, what are they going for? I don't know. I think they're going for the invulnerability nodes. At least I don't go for things that can't be killed. There is that. So, I need to deal with that guy. Just as much as I need to deal with these guys. Yeah, kill these guys, please. So they don't distract my mines, if nothing else.
Hull integrity below 10%.
Ow. My hull, my poor hull. Ugh. And there's heavy fighters about, of course. I need to fix myself, like, ASAP.
Gravity suit has retrieved hull integrity.
No! 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 Yeah, and that's the problem. If things don't go your way, you go boom. Oh well. I gave it a try. I showed you something. I didn't manage to get anywhere. My efforts in the name of Metem had some results, but not as much as I would like. And the intersection is where I failed. So yeah, normally I do a bit better than that, but it is a time-consuming exercise to do a solo run as well, so... As much as it pains me to say, sometimes it ends in death, and sadly, as much as I'm sorry to say, Metem expects sacrifice in their name. Yeah, there's only a few of these, but they do have a thing based on the mission you just did. So here, listen to this.
Here's a story of someone going full throttle. Listen up. Here's one of the great questions of ethics for you. Would you download a spaceship? You may not think that's possible, but that's exactly what a band of Ek-types managed to do in a recent data retrieval operation.
Ooh.
Believed to hold the blueprints for building a progenitor vessel of immense size, this discovery is being lauded as one of the greatest in recent times. Even without scientific projections, We may all dream of the day when we ride across the stars on the same steeds as our ancestors. Data transfer, soul transfer. We cover it all. Stay with us as we turn to other news. For the
never heard that one.
pleasure of all who carry out Metem's justice, we now bring another artistic interpretation of the Promised Garden. The story goes that this piece came to its maker in a dream. Revelatory visions are not unheard of, especially among those whose souls have been threaded with silver. Even so, the details captured here are truly impressive, if concerning. The garden is humanity's future, but this almost seems like a depiction of the past. We yearn for the day that we may enjoy the fruits of the garden, yet clearly it already feeds our thoughts and dreams. Let's meditate on this before we move on.
Okay. So, that's the first time I've actually heard that one. I think it's maybe because I had a partial success. I've normally either heard successful thing or... Actually, that might be new. I've had partial victories before and not heard anything special out of it. So this one, we finished just a data retrieval, and it gave us actually a piece regarding data retrieval. Interesting. So we found a progenitor design schematic for a ship of immense size. For all we know, it might just be a cargo carrier, but it's a progenitor thing, so therefore it's shiny and cool. Our ancestors made it. Humanity made it. So it is doubtless a flawless creation. That reminds me of 40k, honestly. Right, anyway, yes. We're going to end it there. So, even though it ended in failure, my pilgrimage to lay the work in the faith of Metem yielded some results. Though my death was unfortunate and cut short my endeavour, benefits were reaped for Metem as a whole. Sadly, no, it doesn't actually unlock a ship for us in here. We've only got 2 ships right now. But someday we'll get to drive that big progenitor thing, I am quite sure. Until then, though, this has been iMark3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff. It helps out me, helps out the channel, gives you those virtual headbats I oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time. Maybe you can let me know if you want to see more of this game. I'm not sure what kind of content I'd do, because it does require a group of players to get the most out of it. As it is a co-op designed game, but I'm just doing it by myself. But, in the faith of Metem, sometimes one soul is all you need. So, until the garden. Until the garden.